Good morning, children. I welcome you all to the accountancy class for term 2. Before going to today's class, I just want to read a verse for you. Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. 1 Thessalonians 5:16 to 18. What is rejoicing always? Being happy always in the Lord. And He will protect you, safeguard you, and guide you. Okay? So today we are going to learn a new chapter called Trial Balance. Trial Balance, balancing the ledger accounts is called as trial balance. See? Trial balance is a statement containing the debit and the credit balances of all ledger accounts on a particular date. It is arranged in the form of debit and credit column placed side by side. Okay, it is not an account, it is a statement. Right. What is the purpose of preparing a trial balance? Trial balance shows the arithmetical accuracy of the accounts prepared. What do you mean by arithmetical accuracy? 2 plus 2 is 4. That is arithmetical accuracy. Is a debit column total and the credit column total is the same. If it is same, it is not a proof that the trial balance is done correctly. But as of now, the trial balance is correct. Okay, so trial balance shows only the arithmetical accuracy of the accounts prepared. Trial balance is prepared with the object of checking the arithmetical accuracy of entries made in the books of accounts and to facilitate the preparation of financial statement. Okay. Fundamental principle. What is the basic principle of trial balance? The total of the debit balances must be equal to the total of the credit balance. That is the basic fundamental of the trial balance. Okay. Now, in which step it is? What is the first step of preparing accounts? Journal was the first step. The second step is ledger. The third step is trial balance. Okay. So, trial balance is in the third step. The preparation of trial balance is the third step in accounting process. Right. What is the need for why we should prepare a trial balance? Trial balance helps to check the arithmetical accuracy of entries made in the accounting record. Trial balance serves as a lubricant. It has a soft, smooth functioning of the accounts prepared for the smooth movement and completion of the accounting cycle. Right. Definition of trial balance. When I say definition, we have to learn it by heart. A trial balance is a statement prepared with the debit and credit balances of the ledger account to test the arithmetical accuracy of the books. Very easy, isn't it? Then, features of trial balance. Characteristics, features. Contains the balances of all ledger accounts. What all the ledger accounts you prepare? All the balances of ledger accounts is inside the trial balance. Prepared on a specific date, usually by the end of the year. The totals of the debit and the credit column must be equal to check the arithmetical accuracy. If there is any difference in the totals of debit and credit, it is an indication of error. If there is any difference in the trial balance, that the debit column and the credit column does not tally, then it is saying there is an error preparing the accounts. Some errors are not disclosed by trial. Sometimes the trial balance will tally. It does not mean that the trial balance has been written correctly or the accounts is perfect in between, because one error may compensate and another error where the trial balance agrees. Okay, so that is not an authenticated proof that the trial balance has been written correctly. Clear, children, till this? Okay, the next one is objectives of preparing a trial balance. What is the necessity? Why a trial balance has to be prepared? The first one is always to test the arithmetical accuracy. The trial balance is the basis of preparing final accounts. Locating the error. Sometimes the trial balance will not agree. So it gives us a chance to find out where the error is lying. And it is a summarized information of ledger accounts. Now these are the basic objectives of preparing a trial balance. Now let's see the limitations. Limitations is nothing but disadvantages. Is possible only if double entry system is followed. Even if some transactions are omitted, the trial balance will tally. If trial balance is not prepared in a systematic way, the final accounts prepared may not depict the actual state of affairs. It will not show the true financial position of the concern. Agreement of trial balance is not a conclusive proof. These are the disadvantages. The next one is methods of preparing trial balance. We have three: balance method, total method, and total balance method. Okay. Today we are going to see balance method. Balance. It will be taken from all the ledger accounts. Okay. You know, journal is the first step, ledger is the second step. Now your ledger will show a closing balance and a opening balance. Okay. So that balance will be taken to prepare a trial balance. That is called as balance method. Calculate the balances of all ledger accounts including the cash book. Record the name of the account in the particulars column and the amounts in the debit column and credit column. Enter the page number of ledger in the ledger folio column. Total the debit and credit column. It must be equal. It has to tally. If it is not equal, locate the error and make the trial balance agree. Right. Now this is a format of your trial balance. See, serial number. SNO is serial number. Name of the account, cash account, particular purchase account, sales account. Okay. And then the LF. What is LF? LF is ledger folio. Debit balance, credit balance. It has to be total on, the total should be equal on both the sides. Clear? Now this is a specimen of your trial balance. It is given in page number 85 in your textbook. You can go through it. Right. Now some accounts will always have a debit balance and some account will always have a credit balance. Let's see what are those accounts. Assets. Assets will always have a debit balance, where creditors will always have a, where liabilities will always have a credit balance. Okay. Assets will always have a debit balance. Liabilities will always have a credit balance. Right. Drawings. What is drawings? Amount taken by the proprietor for personal use. Even though capital belongs to the businessman, it will not be treated as an asset. It will be treated as a liability. So capital has a credit balance. Capital should be recorded in the credit balance. But drawings has to be written on the debit balance. Clear, children? And then purchases, debit balance. Sales returns, debit balance. Expenses and losses on the debit balance, on the debit side. So what will come on the credit side? Liability, income, sales, purchase returns and gains. Simple. All the assets, debit balance. All the liabilities, credit balance. Expenses and losses, debit balance. Incomes and gains, credit balance. Okay. Along with that, you include your purchases. Purchase returns, sales returns. If purchases is debit, purchases returns is credit. Sales is credit, sales returns is debit. That is all for all you need for preparing your trial balance, right? Now we'll see a problem in your balance method. Can you see the cash account? Yes. Now, if you can see the cash account, you have a balance brought down here. On which side it is written? It is written on the debit side. So this will be written in the debit column of your cash, of your trial balance. Clear? The balance brought down amount, on whichever side it is, you have to just transfer it to the debit column or the credit column. Here cash account is showing 5,33,800 on the debit side. On the debit side. So what you have to write in your trial balance? You have to write this amount on the debit column. If you can see Ratna Kumar's capital account, 5 lakhs is being shown on the credit side. Okay. So where will you write? On the credit column. That's all. Clear, children? Now see the furniture account. 6,000 on the debit side, and for purchases account 35,000 on the debit side. What is the next account? Jayanti account. Jayanti account, where is the brought down? 22,500 on the credit side, and for purchases returns 2,500 on the credit side. Okay. What are the next two accounts? Sales account. Sales account again, credit side 1,04,000 is the balance. For Elizabeth account 50,000 it is on the debit side. Okay. Next one. Salaries account. Salaries account, where is the brought down? 7,000 on the debit side. See commission account 2,800 on the credit side. Okay. Now you know where you had the balances. Whether it is on the debit side or on the credit side, just frame your trial balance and start writing your trial balance. See, cash account on the debit column, Ratna Kumar's capital account, credit column. Likewise, you write for all the other accounts, total your debit column and the credit column. The total should be the same on both the sides. The total should be the same on both the sides. If it agrees, is it correct? If we can we say that the trial balance has been prepared correctly? Yes, it is arithmetically it is correct. But sometimes there will be errors in the trial balance. Are you able to understand how you have to frame your trial balance and find out the arithmetical accuracy of the trial balance? Do you have any doubts in this? Okay.
Today's class was very interesting, isn't it?
Yes, of course. Miss was talking about trial balance. And it was a very easy chapter also.
I found it easy too.
All that I have to do is, I should see the ledger accounts. If the balance is on the debit side,
I should write the amount in the debit column of my trial balance. If the balance is on the credit side,
I should write it in the credit column of my trial balance. Quite easy. I think we can score the full marks.
as Miss told, we have to learn the theory question. And why not we try some problems on our own? I think we have to try it. Let's do it together.
So children, this is your homework. We are not going to do any problems this time, but I want you to learn the theory questions. That's very, very important. If possible, write it in your accountancy notebook. See the textbook and write the answers for the theory questions in your notebook. Don't waste your time. It is time for us to learn. Okay? Stay safe. Bye.